Hello, 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 guys. Welcome to this live broadcast. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am Skip LaCour. I am so glad you are here today. When you come on to this live broadcast, make sure that you say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me what you're loving about these Workouts for Older Men live broadcasts. You know what I'm hearing a lot? It's just me showing up, you showing up every single day. Two men with busy, productive lives, a little bit older, putting a high priority on our fitness and life, trying to balance out this, crack the code, just going through the journey of life, just you and me. That's what you're getting most out of it. In addition to the strategies, training strategies, eating strategies, putting it all together to become the total package. But I want to know what you are loving about these Workout for Older Men live broadcasts. Again, tell me where you're from. Tell me what you're loving about these broadcasts. Tell me what you want to see more of. Ask your questions. I'll go through the comments. I want to make this interactive. Whether I acknowledge you here right on the live broadcast, I'll go through it all throughout the day, all throughout the week, all throughout the month. And it doesn't matter if you're watching me on my Facebook page, at Skip LaCour page, or on my YouTube channel, at Skip LaCour. It doesn't matter if you're watching me live or in a replay version. I know you're busy. I know I'm pumping out all of these videos with this passion and energy and information and inspiration. It's tough to keep up. You got a busy life. I get it. It doesn't matter if you're watching on a replay version. The vast majority of driven, ambitious men just like you are watching the replay version. Continue to post your questions, your comments, your suggestions. Let's connect, even if it's on the replay version. I am so glad you are here. Now, I'm going to do another set while more of us come on to this broadcast to take advantage of this connection. All right? I want you to click the link that I put down below. It's so that you stay in contact through my emails. I'll tell you all over the internet, because in addition to Facebook and YouTube, right, I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, I'm on Periscope, LinkedIn, everywhere. Each one has a different way to express myself and teach and guide and go through this journey, bro to bro, virtual training partners. That's another thing guys are loving. A guy your age who's serious like you. I know you're hanging with those young guys, showing them how it's done. There aren't a lot of men like you, older, productive, serious. And so, even though here I am, very early in the morning, California, USA, we get to be training partners, two men our age really going for it. I know you're loving that about it. But make sure that you're on all of my social media platforms. Let me tell you where I put all this stuff. Sign up for the tips that I provide the link down below from my skiplacour.com website. Also, scroll down a little bit more. So in addition to the tips, I have this questionnaire. I want to know more about you. I have this special group of older men with busy, productive lives. All right, I have this special group, and I keep in contact with you. I ask you skilled questions, play all out. Might get a call from the 925 area code. All right, hey, in this video, I want to talk about how you can take control of your training by picking the right training routine. Not just hoping and praying that, hey, is this the right training routine? Is that training routine? Is that enough volume? Right? So many questions that you're going out and you're looking for this training routine. By the end of this video, I'm going to share with you some of the things that you need to look out for to take control. So you do the selecting. You find the training routine that is best for you, your lifestyle, your personality, to get the most out of it. Right? Instead of hoping that you run into the right training routine. Because I know there's so many training routines out there. I know you're getting it from so many different sources. Some of those younger, passionate fitness experts, Is that too much volume? Is that enough volume at my age? Can I do all that? That guy's 25 years old, right? I'm going to share with you what you need to do to take control, because when it all comes down to it, those are just words. Those are just exercises. Those are just numbers on your computer screen or a piece of paper that make up the training routine. I'm going to share with you, empower with you how to look at this, where you'll know that the magic isn't in the training routine. The magic is inside of you when you take control and you don't just hope and pray the right training routine comes to you. So again, I'm going to do another set. I'm excited to come to you today, and we're going to get this all figured out, how you can take charge and get the right training routine for you. All right, a little tip on those biceps. I break it down in a lot of ways. A couple things I keep in mind is that when I'm doing that movement, I want to make sure that I have a nice wide arc on that movement. Don't want to cut the movement through. So in my mind, I'm visualizing a nice wide arc on the way up and a nice wide arc on the way down. Try to keep these elbows really close to my torso. I don't let them flare out. And I explode in the 1 count, and I control the weight on the 1-2 count on the negative. And so there's some little tips that not only for alternating dumbbell curls for biceps like that one, but all bicep movements. Keep those same organizing principles. All right, in this video, I want to give you 5 tips. In this video, I want to give you 5 tips on how you can take control, and you go out, take charge, and find the right training routine for you. No more sitting back, hoping and praying that some younger fitness expert gives you the right training routine and you wonder if it's the right one for you. I want to empower you with the mindset, the mental exercise to think through it, to take control, and you find the right training routine for you. All right, so you got to remember something, that the exercises, volume, sets, reps, the numbers that are on the piece of paper or your computer screen, that's not where the magic is. You can take 3 men, all older, productive lives. One just retired. He did well in business. He's got all this time on his hands, and he shows up to the gym. Maybe you got another man a little bit older. He's an empty nester, right? All of a sudden, he just wants the connection that he may be missing, and he shows up to the gym. And let's just say you got one guy that really believes that when he's in awesome physical shape, he's older, he's busy, he's climbing up the corporate ladder, if he can get in amazing physical shape, right, that's going to come across in his presentation, and he's going to double his income, right? Maybe he's a leader, a man of influence, maybe he's in sales. All right, and let's take a 4th man who's a little bit older with a busy, productive life. He has some health concerns. He hasn't been watching his health. Maybe he has diabetes coming on. He wants to live a long life for his family. See, all 4 of those men, they may be older. They may have similar lives. They have a different mindset going on, right? Heart, gut, they're all in it for different reasons. And all men aren't created equally. Okay, what they put into it, they come from different frames, different motivation. So you give them those same numbers from a training routine, they're all going to attack it differently, right, for different reasons. So the magic isn't in the numbers, it's the magic that you put into it. So you got to remember that. You can make any training routine work. You know, theoretically, if you do more volume and less weight and more reps, that should equal, theoretically, doing more of a sprint with less volume, more weight, more intensity, right? But they should equal out to the same because the factors that go into it are, of course, volume, the number of days you train, the number of exercises, the number of sets, the number of reps, right? The amount of weight you use. The longer you go, you're going to have to use less weight to sustain the entire workout. And then what's really important, whichever way you have more volume or less volume, it's that form, feel, execution, right? That mind-muscle connection along with weight. All those factors play into it. It's not the numbers on the piece of paper, it's you, right? Balancing all those. But let's talk about you. Let me give you 5 things to look over the internet, and then I'm going to tell you about my MANformation training. I'm going to sell you, I'm going to persuade you that MANformation training is the ultimate training system for men who are a little bit older with busy, productive lives, right? So number one, you got to figure out what's sustainable, right? It doesn't matter if someone says you should train 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, you should do all this volume, train every body part 2.5 times a week, right? They may give you all the science to support that. And you might say, hey, I want the best. I'm used to having the best with my family and with business. I want that too, right? But the rest of your life falls apart. You're not like those 25-year-old guys. You can't spend all that time and energy. It's not sustainable, all right? Now, again, you can either do more and have a sustained intensity, or you can shorten and have more intensity, right? You get to choose what's sustainable for you. If you can only get to the gym 3 times, if you love full body workouts, whatever it is, you gotta pick something that's sustainable. Because when it comes down to it, right, the training hitting the muscle, it's not as big in the big picture of overall health when you consider diet and all the other factors than you might think. You got to pick something that is sustainable. Right, number 2, what style do you like? Are you more intense? See, when it comes to weight training, I like it short, I like it sweet, I like it intense. I like to really challenge myself. That works with my personality. That's the way I am, right? Maybe you're a lot like me. But let me tell you something, when it comes to cardio, I don't want to be pounding it out 20 minutes hard, where I can't even breathe for the next hour. I don't want to invest my willpower, focus, energy, time in cardio with that intensity. I'd rather keep it long. Right? I like to multitask. Maybe I'm writing some scripts for some videos, some ideas for some blogs for you. It's my personality, right? There's a lot of ways to get there. You got to think about what you take control of what's best for you. So in addition to what your schedule is like, what's sustainable, right? What's your personality like? There are different routines that fit different personalities, and you got to do what's best for you. You get to choose what's sustainable, right? Number 3, whatever routine you pick, you got to understand. After a certain point, after you get comfortable, right, with the routine, and I know many of you guys, you're coming back after many years, you're at this age, or maybe it's the very first time, and you get all this information, you finally get a routine together that you feel comfortable with, right? You got to remember, after you just kind of get it down, you got to have this progressive overload. You must strive for better form, feel, and execution, better mind-muscle connection. 1 more rep, 5 more pounds, progressive overload, right? Your body will adapt and you have to push it more. So whatever routine, it's always got, you don't just find the right routine, you find the right routine and then you make it better, 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 always striving for more. You don't just settle because you found the right routine for you. You have to make it better to continue to grow, right? Number 4, to take control and make the training routine that you select the right one for you, you got to gamify it. Anything in life that you track, monitor, and assess, anything in life you think more about, sometimes it's a pain in the neck to keep on thinking about it, but you can't help it. You find more distinctions, more strategies. You take it to higher and higher levels. You make a game out of it, all right? Track, monitor, assess everything that you do in the gym. And it's not just record keeping. It's so the next time you go to the gym, you have that same routine, you know what to shoot for 5 more pounds, 1 more rep. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes it's something in between, but you make a game out of it, right? That's how you get the most out of the training routine that you pick. And number 5, make sure that you don't change your training routine too often. You know, a lot of times you hear, oh, the body's going to adapt. You got to keep on switching it up. And I ask men that. They come to me, they talk to me about that. And I say, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, I do it every 2 or 3 weeks. And I say, well, is that what the younger fitness expert told you? Well, no, they really didn't. But I just should mix it up. Now, I know that makes sense, right? In addition to confusing the muscles, you confuse yourself. We love patterns. We love structure. We got to set up a game. We get better and better every week. I suggest you don't change your workouts every 8 or 10 weeks. So you get better and better. So you don't just confuse your muscles, which in the big picture, 80-20 rule, the things that 20 things out of the 100 that make the 80% of the impact, switching it up so you don't confuse the muscle. I know that sounds great theory. You hear that all the time. It's not in the 20. Get better and better at what you do. The more you do it, it's a skill. You change the exercise, you change the order, you change the days. It changes everything, right? It's tough to track, monitor, assess. It's tough to gamify it when you don't let yourself get in a pattern, all right? So you want to change the routines, but you don't want to change them too often because that is going to help you get momentum, courage, confidence, certainty. When we're certain, we'll do better. And those 5 tips will help you get the best out of every routine that you choose, all right? So you got to figure out what's sustainable, right, to your lifestyle, because there's a lot of ways to get from point A to point B. We want to do this forever if we can. What's your style? You intense when it comes to the weights? You want to get that aggression out? You only have a certain amount of time. You want to sprint? All right? That's not a 6-day-a-week, 2-hour routine that you want to pick to get the most out of it. All right? You got to strive. Whatever routine you settle on, don't stop there. You got to make it better and better and better. 1 more rep, 5 more pounds. All right? Tip number 4 is to gamify it. Make it a game. Have fun with it. The more you think about it, the more you document it, and use that documentation to strive for more, the better. It's a game. You win, you lose, you have fun with it. And number 5, make sure that you don't switch that routine too often, because just like a skill, you get better and better the more you do it. We don't want to, I understand the theory of confusing the muscles, but you don't want to confuse your mind. All right? Remember, guys, you are the magic. Mindset, heart, gut, your lifestyle, especially if you're a little bit older with a busy, productive life. You got to think about these things because there's a lot of training routines. There's a lot of guys telling you to do this way, do that way for all their scientific reasons, right? You are the magic. You are the power to make that training routine work. So if you're confused, you look in the mirror and you think you should be bigger and better, right? Do the things that I'm talking about and make that training routine work for you. All right, guys, make sure you click that link that's down below. Get on my special list. Driven, ambitious guys. You want some of this energy and passion, you want to talk to me on the phone, then fill out that questionnaire when you get that link. You sign up for all my tips, all my updates. Fill out that questionnaire. Like I tell you, if I see that you play all out, get a call from the 925 area code, right? We'll connect. Get some of this passion and energy. All right? I've got many ways for you to win. Make sure that you continue to watch my broadcast. Play all out. Again, we want to become our best both inside and outside the gym. You know, I talk about intensity in the gym. Right? One thing I want to remind you, we older guys, we got more time behind us than we do ahead of us. We got to really live with that sense of urgency. We got to train with a sense of urgency. We have to eat with a sense of urgency. We got to plan. We got to have a game. We got to figure things out. We got to love. We got to hug. We got to produce. We got to create our legacy. Now is the time. We must live with a sense of urgency. That's why I come to you so often. I want to remind you. I want to pace myself with you to go through this journey. Have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger.